Everyone says Hermosa Beach is walkable. And yes, it is. But let's be honest, there's a big difference between walking to a bar on a Saturday night and walking home on Tuesday with groceries, a bad knee, and regret. How so? Well, today I'm breaking down the Hermosa sand section versus Hermosa Valley and Hermosa Hills. Because if you actually live here, walkable on Zillow and walkable in real life are very different things. Hills. Are you hiking up 14th Street with groceries? Because that's not a walk, that's a fitness decision. 2, noise. Can you sleep at night? Because certain locations can be noisy. So if you Google walkable Hermosa, you get photos of the pier, which is great, but you don't live on the pier, you live here. Here on Pier Plaza, this is the loudest spot in downtown. Here's the highest concentration of bars and restaurants, and thus the noise, as you can see. It's fun to visit. Less fun when you're trying to sleep, though. Living near downtown is what we're talking about here. But if you live too close to downtown, you're gonna get downtown's noise. If you're not into that, park yourself a couple of blocks away for buffer. The sand section is the gold standard for Hermosa Beach. For most people, the sand section is the definition of walkable Hermosa. This is a walk street. Quick insider tip for my downsizers. These streets on both sides of the pier where cars are not allowed in front of the houses. The garages are in the alleys behind. Now remember that noise test at the pier? Well, we're only a couple blocks away, but listen. What do you hear? I hear the waves crashing. This is what people mean when they say walkable, and they actually mean livable. You could walk to dinner in 5 minutes, but you can sleep in silence because there's no through traffic. These streets are well lit, very safe, and generally peaceful. And everyone wants to live here. This is the postcard version of Hermosa that everyone's chasing. This is the true walkable zone. Restaurants, coffee, the beach, the strand, right there. If you go too far south, you're closer to Redondo border and you're near the marina and the Redondo Pier, but we locals don't really go to the Redondo Pier. No offense to Redondo, but we usually end up there by accident or with visitors wanting to go to Old Tony's for a cocktail. If you go north, you're basically equidistant to Manhattan Beach Pier in downtown and Hermosa. So there's a trade-off there. And here's the key. The sand section where we are isn't perfectly flat. Right here it is, but it's uphill from here. And there's a lot of rolling hills. This is where your fitness app gets excited and your knees file a complaint. All right, let's talk about the trade-off at parking. Here's the catch. In the summer, parking here isn't a challenge. It's a competitive sport.
Parking cars is super hard.
Many older sand section homes have zero parking. A garage here isn't a luxury, it's non-negotiable. That said, if you live here, you barely need the car anyway because you can walk to downtown. Now let's talk about the ultimate walkability test, the grocery run. This is where things get real. Sometimes the grocery run and walking don't go together. This is where walkable quietly can turn into, nah, I'll just drive myself. So we've got Pavilions on the west side of PCH, just right over here, and Trader Joe's just across PCH, past those buildings right there. If you live in the hills behind me, Trader Joe's is closer. Now we talk about safety and knees. Also, to get home from Pavilions, you have to cross Pacific Coast Highway right here. That's 6 lanes of traffic. It's safe here at the light, I'll show you in a bit, but it absolutely divides the town. West of PCH feels beachy, east feels practical. And there's the climb. Can you see it? You don't notice that hill until you live here. I call this the views versus knees trade-off. Great views up there, and your knees will absolutely remember where you live. In the hills, you get bigger lots and ocean views, but imagine carrying 3 bags of groceries or dragging a beach wagon up that hill. Unless you have an e-bike, walkable quickly turns into, I'm driving! A word about PCH behind me. Pacific Coast Highway, Highway 1. There are a lot of apartments and townhomes along PCH in Hermosa Beach, and if you're close to it, you're gonna hear it. It does quiet down at night, but let's be clear, it's still a very loud street. It doesn't go to sleep, it just lowers its voice. It's 7 lanes wide. It's literally called Highway 1 for a reason.
Got on the 405 and took the 10 to the PCH.
So the question is, can you live here without a car? Absolutely. If you're retired, you work from home, or you work locally, car-free living is very doable here. If you're good with an e-bike, the valley over there and the hills behind me give you more space. It really comes down to mobility. For reference, I'm in Hermosa Valley, east side of the hill. That's your climb to the beach. but you're also closer to Manhattan Beach Pier and downtown than Hermosa. No matter where you land, Hermosa Beach is an amazing place to live. The trick isn't finding Walkable, it's finding your version of Walkable. If you're curious about how Hermosa stacks up against Manhattan Beach, well, you're going to want to watch that one next.